Alright, so in this video, we are going to look at the Asia session and we are going to look at the London session. So we're going to take our trades inside of London session. So what we want to look for is when we have our Asia session, we want the London to either sweep the Asia high or the Asia low. So let's say, for example, we sweep the Asia high right over here. We want to look for an inverse fair value gap to form to enter our trade straight away. And then we just target a 1-to-1 and a 1.5 risk to reward trade. So that's our goal for this strategy is literally just a sweep of the Asia high, Asia low. We enter from an inverse fair value gap inside of London, and then we're just going to target a 1-to-1 for break even. And then you can go for 1-to-5 as well, or you can take your profits at 1.1 just to be a nice conservative entry and trader. So straight simple, let me go to the charts and show you how this is going to look. All right, so the first thing we want to do, you want to go to indicators and then you're going to add the price action toolkit by Flux charts on your chart. This is a paid indicator. Link is in the description. Go check out Flux charts. And then as you can see here, I enabled the inverse fair value gap right over here. And I also enabled the session, the London, New York, and Asia session on this indicator. So the yellow is Asia, the blue is going to be London, and the orange is going to be New York. So here we have our Asia session. So we are going to wait for London to start and to take out the highs or the lows of the Asia session. And then we're going to wait for this indicator to print out an inverse fair value gap for us. And that's where we are going to enter. So let's play price forward a little bit. So here you can see we took the Asia low right over here. Now we're going to wait for an inverse fair value gap that the indicator needs to create right over there. As you can see, when it created this inverse fair value gap, so this candle right over here broke through, that made this inverse fair value gap. So what you're going to do, you're going to enter right over there, and you're going to put your stops at the lows right over here, and then you're just going to target a 1-to-1 for a break even, and then you can go for a 1.5 as your primary target. So let's have a look when we play price out. So we're in the trade. There we have our break even. We target a 1.5. And as you can see, at the start of London session, the trade went straight to our TP. This was an entry just before London. So what happens, this is going to be the high if we're going to take it inside of London, and this is the low that's already been taken pre-market. So now we can wait and see what happens when we take the Asia high during London session. So there we took the Asia high. Now we're going to wait for an inverse fair value gap to form. There we go. So as you can see right over here, this candle broke the inverse fair value gap. So you can enter your trade right over there. Your stops above the highs. And you can target a 1.1 for a break even right over there. And then we are going to take a 1.5 as our reward, as our TP. So let's see if we get a break even trade. There we go. Break even right over there, and immediately after that we smashed our 1.5 risk to reward trade right over there. Let's look at one more example. So here you can see we have our Asia session right over here. Let's wait for London to start first. Let's not enter again pre-market. So now London has started. There's our first inverse fair value gap that has formed. So you can enter right over there. This is the candle that broke this inverse fair value gap. Stops above that high. And you can target a 1.1 as a break even. So let's see if we get the 1.1. There's another one formed right over there. Let's stay in our first trade. We're waiting for that 1.1. Price is consolidating. And we got stopped out right over here. Let's see if we have another inverse fair value gap that is being formed. So this is one losing trade. There we go. So this candle closed. So you could have entered right over there. Stops above the highs. And then you can target a 1.1 as a break even. There we have our 1.1, and then we can target a fixed 1.5 risk to reward for our TP, and let's see what happens. As you can see, it smashed through our TP and went all the way to the 2.5 risk to reward trade. Let's look at one more example. All right, so here is our Asia. So we have our, let's just wait for Asia to finish. There we go. So we took Asia lows. We're waiting for London to start. There we go. At the start of London, we immediately have our inverse fair value gap right over there. So stops below the low and target a 1.1 for a break even. Let's see what happens. There we have our break even, and then we can target a fixed 1.5. So we have a break even right over here. Let's see if we get our TP. Almost stopped out, and we got stopped out at break even. Let's see if we get another entry. There we go. So we got our entry right over there. Stops below the low. Target a 1.1 for a break even. And we got stopped out, so we -1. Let's see if we get another entry. Still during London. There we go. There was our first entry right over here. Stops below the low. Target a 1.1 risk to reward for break even. There we go. Break even trade. And now we can target a 1 to 1.5. And as you can see, break even. And then let's see if the next candle smashes our TP. Not yet. There we go. And there we got our TP. So one break even, one losing trade, one winner. So we are up 0.5% on this day. Let's look at one more example. All right, so here is our Asia session. Let's play price forward. We took the lows of Asia right over here. Now we're waiting for the inverse fair value gap to form during London. There we go. So this candle here broke through this inverse fair value gap. Lows below these lows right over here. Target a 1.1 for a break even. Let's see if that happens. We have a 1.1 right over there. Break even, and we got stopped out at break even. Let's see if we get another opportunity. There we go. This candle right over here broke through, so we enter our trade right over there. Stops below this low. Target a 1.1 for a break even. And we got stopped out. So one break even trade, one losing trade. There we have immediately another opportunity. This candle right over there stops below the lows. Target a 1.1. Let's wait for if we get a break even trade. There we have our break even trade. So now we target a fixed 1.5. Break even right over there. And let's see what happens. And we have another break even. So this was a losing day. Break even trade, losing trade, break even trade, missed our TP by a few pips right over there. And that's how easy this strategy is. Wait for the Asia high or low, wait for the indicator to print out your inverse fair value gap, and then you take your entry to the opposite direction. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Please leave a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.